Are you Jewish?
I am. You're psychic.
No, I just saw the flag.
Well, not everyone in Israel is Jewish.
Are you, so you're an Israeli?
No, I'm American. I have a lot of family there.
Can I ask your opinion on what's happening?
It's war. War sucks. I don't want the war. I'm mad at Hamas for starting it.
So you deem it as war and not genocide?
100%. It's not a genocide.
Even though Benjamin Netanyahu has said that he wants to cleanse Palestine?
He's never said that. What makes you think it's a genocide?
The never-ending bombings, the killing of civilians, the rejection of the ceasefire,
No, that's not true. He just agreed to. There's been a ceasefire for a month now. So he's agreed to the
which
ceasefire.
has, which hasn't stopped anything.
It sure has. Hamas has actually completely blew the ceasefire to shit, even though they're still acknowledging it on the Israeli side. Do you know what a genocide
There
is?
are, yeah, there are videos leaking in real time
Yeah,
of,
there's many videos. Many videos are going out there. You can't believe everything that you see. What is a genocide?
yeah, what the cleansing and killing of a whole nation because of the nation's nationality. I'm sorry, I'm not fluent in English.
Your English is
I'm
good.
Greek. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm trying. So yeah, for example, the genocide that happened during the Holocaust, it
Yes, that was
was a
Holocaust.
genocide.
Yes. So
Yes,
the
and
this whole genocide wouldn't have ever happened if October 7th never happened. October 7th,
okay,
they intentionally wanted to kill and wipe out all Jews, all Israelis, whether even the Arabs and Muslims. Arabs and Muslims died. Alawites,
yeah,
Bedouins died on October 7th. They killed indiscriminately. Thai workers, Tanzanians, they killed anything and everything they could get their hands on. The only reason the death toll was is what it is from October 7th is because they were stopped. So they had
okay,
genocidal intentions. However, Israel's not looking to kill all the Palestinians. If they wanted to do that, why would they wait for October 7th? Why wouldn't they just start killing all the self-proclaimed pro-Palestinians in Israel today proper? There's people who identify as Palestinian living in Israel, living off of Israel.
right. Okay, what about October 6th? And how about 1948
Okay, yes, but
until
how about
October 7th?
1929? A lot of people when I say October 7th, they say it didn't start then, and I agree, but it also didn't start in 1948. How do you explain the Hebron massacre in 1929?
The same way that I would explain the same genocides happening throughout the years. I mean,
There's no so okay, so first of all, it didn't start in 1948, but if you want to start it then we can. Do you know how many Palestinians there were in 1948?
can you tell me?
About of course, about 700 to 800,000 Palestinians were there.
Okay,
When the whole Nakba started and the war started in 1948, which by the way was started by the Arabs, the so-called Palestinians, even though they didn't identify as Palestinians at that time. The
right?
Palestinian identity wasn't coined until 1964 by Yasser Arafat. Do you know how many Palestinians there are today?
How many?
6 million. So if that's a genocide, that's the worst genocide in modern history I've ever seen. They vaccinate throughout this whole war, they vaccinated half of the population in Gaza. The 50% that are children were all vaccinated.
Can you tell me what it is about Israel that chooses the number 6 million throughout all history?
What do you mean? I'm not hold on. Let's not bring it to the Holocaust. We're focusing on the Palestinians. The
Yeah,
population from the
I've read so many newspapers about the killings of Jews and the discrimination of Jews, and every single one of them almost points out 6 million, not for the Holocaust, for modern times. And I can find a list of all the war crimes Israel has committed if
Sure,
I,
sure. Okay, of course you can. Let's not, we're not even talking about the Holocaust. If you want to deny that number, that's fine. You can live with that. I'm simply telling you the population from the river to the sea of Palestinians, which just so happens to be 6 million.
Right.
So I don't know what you're going. You know, the population of Gaza has gone up even with all the killings and all the war casualties. You know, the population has gone up since October 7th.
Does that make any
It
difference?
does. It does. If they're vaccinating people, they're vaccinating people, they're feeding people, the population has gone up. How is that a genocide?
So you mean to tell me that if during the Holocaust,
No, no,
Jews
no,
were
no, 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 brother. Forget the Holocaust, okay? You can't explain the. My grandmother was from Auschwitz. I can speak about the Holocaust, okay? We're not referring to the Holocaust. We're referring to your fake Palestine. So again,
I wanna just make a claim.
but your claim though, you're running away from the situation that I'm bringing up. When I bring up something to you, you're claiming genocide. I'm telling you, they're vaccinating people. They're giving them millions of tons of aid. The population
They're
the population has gone up. What kind of genocide is that? Don't run away from the question. Don't bring it back to Holocaust denial.
bombing.
What
They're
genocide?
bombing streets. They're bombing hospitals.
Okay, why?
What do you mean why?
What do
To
you mean?
stop the aid.
Does
Do you have any evidence that the aid is actually going to the
Israel
Palestinians?
Israel is the only one supplying Gaza with aid. The
There
number one country that's actually supplying Gaza with aid. If you know about this topic, you would
hasn't
know.
been a single clip of that happening.
Say that again.
There hasn't been any kind of proof of that happening.
There's
They're
so
literally
much.
bombing
There's so
hospitals.
much. What are you talking about? There's so much proof of Israel being the sole provider of aid to Gaza.
Then why are they starving right now? Why are they being bombed?
Maybe I'm not going to say that there's not pockets of hunger. I'm sure there's some people living in poverty, but everything that they're going through is because of Hamas. Hamas brought this hell upon them. Why would Hamas do October 7th, knowing damn well Israel's army is much stronger? They don't stand a chance. They don't give a shit about their civilians. Where is Hamas? Does Hamas have military bases?
No, they don't.
Okay, so where do they fight out of?
You tell me.
No, you tell me. You know about it. Where does Hamas fight out of?
I have no idea where the Hamas
But see,
fights at.
if you know about this topic and you're claiming, oh, well, the hospitals are being, you should know about it, brother. They fight out in, underneath, around, and surrounding civilian infrastructure. They're some of the richest refugees in modern day history. They have plenty
Yeah,
of
yeah, of
money.
course.
They have plenty of money, and they could have made military bases. They could have made a place, a safe zone to fight out of and save their civilians. They're solely basing this whole war on tugging at the heartstrings of normal, everyday people just like you and me, a pro Israeli, staunch Zionist. My heart breaks when I see these innocent people getting targeted. You know, but they bank on that. They want their civilian death toll to go up because it's going to tug at the heartstrings of just a normal person, a normal human being. No one wants to see that. It's disgusting. It's sad. When they fight, do you see them in? Does Hamas have uniforms when they fight?
Not not that I've seen of.
They do, but they only wear it when they're doing like ceremonies to bring back dead little 9-month-old and 4-month-old babies along with their mother that they took into captivity, well, alive, healthy, and they brought back dead. And they'll wear their little headbands and their balaclavas and their cool little gear. But then when they're fighting, they dress as civilians. They look like you and me, and they dress themselves up like civilians. Why? Because when Israel fights them and kills them because they know that they're Hamas, they can say, "Oh, you're a civilian. She's a civilian. That's a civilian that just died."
Okay, I get that claim. That makes sense. But but how do you not deem it as a genocide when every single claim and even internationally it has been claimed as a genocide?
It has not, though. It has. It's not a genocide. There's no intent. If Israel had intent on wiping out the population of Palestinians, the population wouldn't have grown 10x since 1948 when Israel was reestablished. It's a bullshit claim. It's a claim. It's a claim that's used to demonize Israel. How did the population go from 7 to 800,000 to 6 million plus? It's unheard of. Why would they vaccinate these people? Why would they give them even one plate of food, let alone almost 2 million tons of aid? It's unheard
So
of.
you So you think Israel is providing for Gaza,
It's not
for Palestine?
it's not I think, it's factual.
But no, it's not.
Brother, I promise you, I don't know what news the media is fucked, okay? And there's a lot of media that are completely against Israel.
But
There's a lot of media that's completely against Israel. However, you can't just trust media. Watch your media source by all means, but do your homework, do your due diligence. If you're going to tell me that Israel has not provided aid to Gaza, you don't know what you're talking about, respectfully. Gaza has been
okay.
provided the most number one country providing aid to Gaza is Israel. What did you ask?
About the aid that Israel is providing to Gaza.
Yes. Has Israel provided any aid to Gaza? It's you can't it's recorded. Every recording by pro-Palestinians and pro-Israelis. It's on both sides. Israel has been the sole provider, I would say. Yes, other countries have chimed in a bit, but the major provider of aid to Gaza is Israel. Not only to mention even the vaccinations. How can you explain it's a genocide, but what let's vaccinate the kids, but we're going to genocide them too? What? What's it say?
I'm reading an article right now.
Just do a little bit more research. I think the media got a grip on you. It's very against Israel. And I can see, especially, I'm not a religious person. When I say I'm Jewish, I say ethnically I'm Jewish. I'm not religious. Okay? And when I first started this war, this whole war first started, I was about to go against Israel because of the way that the media spins it. Then you do a little bit of research and pick those things apart. Don't sell yourself short. Just do a little bit, dig a little bit deeper. Even if it may not fit your narrative or may not think it's what you believe, everything you see on the internet or social media is not true.
Right, but most of the claims I see,
What did it say about the aid?
one article said that it does provide aid.
Hmm.
One other said that it's only claims from Israel itself without any proof.
That's not
The second
true.
article.
Even Hamas openly says that Israel provides aid. And that's a terrorist organization that is completely against Israel. Even UNRWA, even the UN, who are completely fucked and against Israel by all means, they state many, many times how Israel has provided aid to these people. The issue is it's not the amount of aid that Israel is giving, it's the fact that it keeps getting hijacked by Hamas and militants. 90%, the UN has deemed that 90% of the trucks of the aid that Israel has allowed to go in and sent in was being hijacked by Hamas. This is money that you and me pay for. We pay for this aid to go to the Palestinians and the Gazans for free. They shouldn't have to pay not 1 cent for it, not one penny. And Hamas steals it and they sell it to them at a skyrocket price so they could buy weapons, even though these people should be getting it. They're already living in a war zone. Give them a fucking bag of flour. Stop making them suffer so they don't care about their civilians. These people have no future as long as Hamas are still in power.
The third article I'm reading right now about the BBC News.
Mm.
The world's leading association of genocide scholars has declared that Israel is committing genocide in Gaza. A resolution passed by the International Association of Genocide Scholars, IAGC, states that Israel's conduct meets the legal definition as laid out in the UN Convention on Genocide.
Look into the BBC, brother. I don't, and please don't trust me. I'm a stranger I'm the stranger on the internet. I'm a stranger on the
Well,
internet. But look into the BBC, especially with the most recent findings just within the past week with the BBC themselves. I'm
I
telling you,
don't trust.
do you know what it
I
takes to
don't.
be a genocide scholar? Do you know what it takes to be a genocide scholar?
What?
$30. You know, one of the genocide scholars on that list that's claiming it, they put an Adolf Hitler. It's a fake account, obviously. Adolf Hitler is no longer a thing, thank God. But they literally created a profile, paid the $30, and named it Adolf Hitler. It's a joke.
Yeah, I've seen that.
It's a
I
joke.
mean, I don't trust the BBC at all, actually.
And
However,
I don't trust any news. I don't trust any news. I listen to it. I watch even Al Jazeera. I watch TRT. I watch all these crazy. But then I look into it. I do my homework.
yeah, me neither. I'm an anarchist myself, right? I follow anarchy. And I don't trust the news, but it's the only kind of media I can consume right now that I can get my information from,
Yes.
because everything else is just banned. And for what I've seen throughout every kind of media, online and in the news, it's stated, and even AI detected by definitions, that it is a genocide.
Look, I'm telling you, just like you said that Israel wasn't providing Gaza with any aid, right?
Yeah,
You just found out that it was.
I found an article that said it was, and
Well,
another that said
then,
it's
but then you read articles that say it's a genocide and you believe it. So why, when you find an article that says it's providing them with aid, you don't believe that?
because I believe 10 out of 1.
So do more research. I promise you, you will find countless, much more than just one. There's
All right, I
hundreds of
will. I will.
articles, Israel. I promise you, if you can just start with one thing, how much aid has Israel provided to Gaza, and what other country has helped them that much? Because Israel is a sole provider, and the reason that these Gazans are living in a little bit of, barely a smidge of comfort, it's because of Israel. Even though, yes, it's ironic because they're the ones bombing them and fighting with them, of course. But and on top of that, you can't find any other modern day war in history that the country is feeding and aiding the aggressors, the one that fought, the one that started the war, the one that targeted them. They're feeding them. The no other. You don't see how much aid has Russia given Ukraine? Zero.
I mean, yeah, I'll be honest. Once I saw that flag, I was gonna hate, like, off the bat. Not because of the war and everything, also that, but because I'm very biased against the Israeli people.
I respect that.
I've I've worked in customer service my entire life, and the worst customers I've ever had are French people and the Israeli people. But thank you so much for actually talking to me, and I will do more research about it.
I This is exactly what I live for, and I love and respect you, brother. I really do. You're a sweet man. I can tell. You're a good man. You're a good man. The Middle Easterns, I'm sorry for the Israelis that maybe treated you like shit in customer service. I was raised by them. They're very hard. They're Middle Eastern, so they may seem like aggressive, but that's just how they are. I'm also half Puerto Rican, so we're very like very feisty. But we mean love.
I'm
We mean love.
I'm I'm Albanian,
So you
right?
should get it. You should get it.
I ran away from my family because my father is an abusive piece of shit. I get it.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
I get it, okay? But I will do some more research because I've gotten into so many rabbit holes about the whole thing, and this is the first time I've heard about the aid, and I'll be honest, I haven't heard it before, so I will look into that. And thank you for actually.
Such a great conversation. I wish you nothing but the best. You're amazing. Great conversation.
Yes.
And again, don't trust me. I'm a stranger on the internet, but just look into it more. I want peace. I care for the Palestinians. I care for you. I care for everyone. If you treat me with respect, I treat you with respect. But you're amazing. Great conversation.
Have a good one.
Much love to you. Bye.
Much love. Bye.
And this is why it's very time consuming what I do, but this is exactly what makes me happy doing it. I love this. I can't even tell you. I can't even tell you how many conversations I have like this with, even if with people in Iran, or whether they're Arabs or Muslims within Israel that don't feel comfortable going on YouTube, even with me telling them I'm recording them, and I'll blur their face and I'll change their voice or beep this out and where so this is a rare interaction. And wow, 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 what an amazing. And I understand where he, maybe with customer service, he had some bad interactions with Israelis, because my dad's family were very direct. My mother's side too, very direct, very passionate, very like down your, and I'm just used to it, like it's just what I'm used to. It's what I was brought up with, living here in America as an American. I've even been growing up as a child in my friends groups. I'm very like I wouldn't, I'm still very like, I can be antisocial sometimes, but I'm still very like, once I get comfortable and I know I can be myself in front of you, I can be a little bit much. I'm very direct. I'm very talk with my hands, you know? So I understand why he had that perspective, and maybe, and I love that he admitted his bias. This is such a beautiful, bright young man. I love him. The media is fucked and it got a hold on him, and whatever happened with him in customer service just tied into it all. And that just made my freaking night. I love you guys. I love you guys. Great conversation. I wish you nothing but the best. If you can donate on Buy Me a Coffee, it means the most to me. This takes a lot of time out of my day. So if you can, I appreciate you. If you can't, I still appreciate you. I love you. God bless you. God bless America. And I'm Israel Chai.